Welcome to Wild Her Wisdom, the podcast where sassy meets savvy. Join Shelley and Amy as they dive into the heart of womanhood, blending inspiration, laughter, and authentic conversations. In each episode, they celebrate the wild and wise woman in you, exploring everything from personal growth and self-care to career and relationships. So whether you're looking for a spark of joy, a dose of empowerment, or a good laugh, you're in the right place. Let's get started on today's journey into Wild Her Wisdom.
Hello, Wild Her Wisdom listeners. We're so glad to be back with you. It's been a while, hasn't it, Amy?
It's been a minute. Yeah, I've missed you.
It's you too. The world is just, there's been so much going on, just so much going on. And I'm at my breaking point, girl.
Yeah, I get it. And I've been there previously. I'm not far from there myself.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good topic to just talk about.
Yeah. Shit happens, right?
Shit
Life
happens
happens.
and shit happens, life happens, and I think just as much as we want our we're pretty badass powerhouse women, and we're bringing all of this amazing content and all of these amazing guests and information and stuff to our listeners, and at the end of the day, we are also still human. We are also still women that are working still in a corporate space, and we have businesses, and we have families, and there's shit happening in the world that stresses everybody out, no matter what.
That's true.
And I think I consider us both change makers. And I think when it comes down to it, those of us that feel in that space can get into that burnout mode a little bit faster because we strive and we want to do more. And what else can we do to help our fellow humans? What else can we do to help ourselves? What else can we do? Just what else can we do? And I can speak for myself, and I think for you too. I have so many ideas. There's so many ideas of things that I want to do and things that I want to create and things that are coming and things that I want to be involved in and groups and networking and programs and all of that stuff. And, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we need to still come back to our center and prioritize.
Yeah. I'm a little off center right now, but that's okay. Like I've had a busy several months, at my organization that I work. We went through a big acquisition. So we brought on another firm. So that's been a lot, but super exciting and fun. But we've been working on it for like a year and a half, but the work really starts once the ink is on the paper. So we're in the peopling work, right? And so that's fun and exciting, but it's super draining. I've been so fortunate. I've been speaking like crazy all over, picking up new clients, working with my coaching clients. But at the same time, it's like, oh wow, like where is the time for me? Like the world is super divided right now, post-election. We were divided pre-election, right? But the world is so divided, and it's like, I'm like in the space, like, where do I put my energy right now? And to your point, I think it needs to come to me. Like, I'm off.
Yeah. It is. It's prioritizing your energy, because we can preach to our clients and the people we speak to. And I do a lot of workshops, not as many one-on-ones right now, but a lot of workshops and presentations. And we can speak to the fact that we can encourage others to take care of themselves, because that's when they are the best way to take care of others or support others. And then sometimes we just need to listen to our own advice. And that's, I'm kind of in that space as well. I've got so many so many things in the fire, and they're all good things. Right. They're all good collaborations and opportunities and things for me to do, but it comes down to prioritizing, making it so I am my best self to be able to give to all of these exciting opportunities that I'm being offered.
Right. Because even when it's exciting, it's still energy draining, right? Like it doesn't mean that life is hell in a handbasket when you're feeling, on the verge of burnout. It can just be man, I have not filled my cup lately.
Right. Right.
And I don't know about you, but for me personally, I'm like really when I'm on, I am like, girl, I'm
Mm-hmm.
on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
off right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling with a running injury. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't had a stable schedule because I'm going back and forth between Detroit and Lansing
Yep.
to work. Everything's kind of a fire. Everything's a priority. Everyone needs something.
Yep.
My daughter's birthday, so giving
Yes.
energy to her. My husband travels a lot for work. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm off right now. And like I can
Mm-hmm.
feel it. Like I'm not, so I'm like trying to like pull myself back to center, like give myself this time to be like, okay, if I need to sleep more, I need to sleep more. If I
Yep.
need to rest, I need to rest. But then
Yep.
on the other side, it's like, okay, when do I kick myself in the ass and get this shit going, girl?
Right, right, right. There is a balance though. I mean, I like that phrase that you have to feel it to heal it. So we can't always be on all the time and just deny our needs or where we're at, or if we're feeling off and feeling like shit sometimes and just not ourselves. So like we need to almost schedule, dedicate time to allow ourselves to feel that
Mhm.
so that we're not stifling it and just pushing it aside because then it's not actually getting dealt with.
Right.
You
I know
know?
you're the
So,
queen. You do so much work around burnout. I know that you have so much to
yeah.
share and I want to hear it because, girl, I need your advice too. But one thing, I will tell you one thing that I've done. So I'm just having trouble concentrating. Like
Hmm.
normally I'm just, firing on all cylinders.
Yep.
But when you have a lot going on, for me, when I have a lot going on, like all the reading I normally do, it's not,
Hmm.
it's just not there for me right now. So I decided to start a new podcast. And dare I say, obviously, this is my favorite podcast, Amy, Wild Her Wisdom. However, in light of all of the bullshit going on in the work in the world,
Uh-huh. In the
I
world.
just needed something. And
Uh-huh.
I found it in Who Shat on the Floor at My Wedding.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's the name of it?
But it's called Who Shat on the Floor at My Wedding. Highly recommend. It's hysterical. You're not going to gain any intellectual insight in your life. But if you just need to laugh hysterically, when you're in the car, you're getting ready in the
Uh-huh.
morning, it has been a lifesaver for me right now.
Are you doing that by yourself?
I'm listening to it. Yeah.
Oh, you're listening to it. I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah. No,
started a new one.
no, I would never start a new
I'm like, how are
podcast.
you doing that? We're talking about
No,
burnout. Why would you do that to yourself?
no. It's a podcast. It's a podcast called Who Shat on the Floor at My Wedding. And it's these
Okay.
women who got married on a boat. So it's
Uh-huh.
a closed crime scene.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Gotcha. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Well, I think that is a perfect thing because it takes your mind off of everything else and you're not listening to some sort of like leadership growth, self-help type
Yeah.
podcast book. You're just laughing, and laughter is such great medicine to just disconnect from everything else. And you're laughing at somebody else, that's even better. They're putting
It
themselves
is.
out there and
Yes.
putting out their story, like, and you can laugh at it. Awesome.
I mean, I wouldn't
Awesome.
call our podcast necessarily serious.
Not all the
Yeah.
time, no.
But we are on here. We are like uh intellectual, highly intellectual compared to Sapphire.
Nice.
But when
Nice.
you do your work with when you're working with people, you're speaking with people about burnout, like
Yeah.
what it, I'm burnt out from a lot of things. I'm burnt out
Uh-huh.
from TV. I'm so burnt out from politics. This political cycle was like, they're still texting me on my phone, like, stop,
Yeah.
it's over. Why?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find different outlets that take me away from that. But what are some
Hmm.
of the things you talk to people about? Because it's real.
It's totally real. It's totally real. And I would say one of the things is something that I just said is like literally scheduling, allowing yourself to schedule time in your week, in your day, probably comes down to the day when you're in that mode of burnout of like, even if it's just for 15 minutes and allowing yourself to just wallow, be angry, cry, whatever it might be, to like just be able to get the crap out of your body. Because when I'm talking to to people, it's the coaching, but it's also the EFT and it's the tapping, which is the body work. So we can talk about things and even journal things to get it out, right? But you've got to somehow also incorporate something in the body to physically release whatever it is you're feeling. Maybe you need a power nap. Maybe you're just so fucking exhausted you need a power nap. Like I love power naps. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's what you need, but just literally blocking off time in your schedule to whatever that might be. And if it's just 15 minutes at a time, then do that because then we feel we're accomplishing something and we feel like we're allowing ourselves to deal with whatever it is that we've got going on and decompress it. So that's one of the main things is just literally scheduling something in your calendar for just blocks of time to feel it, to heal it, and do whatever that might be for you.
Now, one thing I didn't hear you say, Amy, and I was hoping because I've been trying this out this week is rage drinking.
I 100% approve that and encourage that in a safe environment.
I mean, but I mean, I'm not joking. I would like to say I'm joking. I'm not joking. I've been doing some
Yeah.
rage drinking this week,
Yep.
but I've been doing it intentionally. Like I
Mhm.
invited people over, like friends that I know they're struggling right now.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
come to my house and let's
Yep.
rage drink
Yep.
because sometimes you just got to get the shit out.
You do whatever that means, however that is that you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
you
it doesn't
do.
feel so good in the morning.
I
Let me be here
mean,
to
you
tell
got to
you.
incorporate the water, just saying. But yeah, no, it is because then also you're spending time with your people, right?
Hmm.
So you're able to like have that camaraderie and connection too. And,
Hmm.
so that you don't feel so isolated and alone, because that's another thing that I know I personally, when I get so overwhelmed, sometimes I just withdraw because
Hmm.
I'm thinking I need to really like look at everything that I've got, or I can't seem to deal with this, or I feel like guilty because because I'm off. And so I'm not presenting my best self. And so sometimes I just kind of end up withdrawing. And that's okay for a little bit, but you don't want it to be for too long. So it's for me, it's intentionally putting myself in connection with people so that I can acknowledge this what we're doing right now. Like
Right.
we're human. Like everybody's just human, you know?
Hmm.
I like to say
Hmm.
be a good human, but not everybody's a good human. So we can only
Sadly,
take care of
they're not.
ourselves.
That's right.
And the connection is important with people who light up our world. And so,
Hmm. One thing that
yeah.
I've been thinking about, because I've been on the struggle bus a little bit, just from overwhelm and just
Hmm.
general lack of all, everything. And
Hmm.
kind of putting a timeline to it. That's my new thing that I was
Yeah.
thinking. Said, okay,
Yeah.
girl, all right. Have your chicken Big Mac this day. That's fine.
Yep.
You can do it. But Monday,
Yep.
we're back on program. Like, what do you
Right.
think about that? Do you do stuff like that?
I do. And it's sort of like the blocking your schedule of time as well during the day is allowing yourself to do or feel the crap that
Mm-hmm.
you normally would probably push aside or get off your diet or get off your, whatever. I don't know, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case may be. But yeah, absolutely. Just and not feeling guilty for it. Like you and I both get up early. I'm going to tell you, for several weeks, I haven't been getting up early. I
Mm-hmm.
did the last couple of days to get myself back on track. But, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it because clearly I need some sleep.
Right. I think that's the important thing too when you're thinking about women, um, not beating yourself up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And giving yourself the grace. Like you said, it's like kind of like what I'm doing. I'm eating a little bit
Yeah.
too much McDonald's. Is there such a thing as too much McDonald's? I don't know. It is my favorite fast food. But
Yeah. Cheeseburgers. I'm all about the cheeseburgers. They have the
you
best.
know, but just saying like this is where I'm at. And it's okay
Yeah.
because when you start compounding the guilt and shame on top of you're already just not exactly at 100%, then it's so easy to get in that spiral.
That shame spiral is a thing. I've
Mm-hmm.
I've been in that, and then I will reach out to a friend and just literally say, I did this a few months ago. Those exact words, like I'm in the middle of a shame spiral right now and I need to talk to somebody about it. And her immediate response was like, "Yep, I'm your girl. Call me now."
Right.
So just reaching out, but then being able to acknowledge to somebody you trust, Like, this is where I'm at, because then they'll listen to you. And then she actually said, okay, do you want me to just listen, or would you like me to respond and give you some thoughts and feedback? And so I had the opportunity to say one way or the other. But yeah, the shame spiral, if we had a megaphone in our heads to what we say to ourselves, we would just be, we'd be committed. Like, how can you say that to yourself, you know?
Right.
And yeah, we got to give ourselves, give ourselves some grace.
Mm-hmm.
Grace for eating the fast food, for rage drinking, for sleeping in and not exercising as much. That's been me, for maybe snapping at the people you love because you just haven't been yourself, and those are the safe people.
Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, all of that, all of that. And I bet you 100% of the people that are listening to this can relate to it, and they're going, yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't been reading as much as I normally do, but I am reading Thinking Fast and Slow right now, which is pretty
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm.
And I think it was in here. It could have been something else I read. I don't know. And the concept of naming the voice in your head,
Yeah.
because like what you said about like not talking to yourself that way. If you had a megaphone, like you wouldn't say that to anybody else. It's like one of the things I love to say if I have people that I'm around that talk bad about themselves. I say, don't talk to my friend like that.
Yeah.
Don't you dare talk to my friend like that. But then naming that voice in my head and saying, listen, gal, no, I'm not going to say my name because it's named after somebody that was a part of my life when I was a youth. So I don't want to put that out there. But it's not you, mom. It's fine. It's not you, mom. But saying that and like talk like, no, we're not going to do that today. Just like I would
Yep.
stick up for you or someone else, a friend of mine, sticking up for myself and saying, yeah, no, not today.
Hmm.
Not today.
You have said that to me.
Yeah. Oh, have I said that to you?
You have said that to me. Don't talk to my friend that way. Don't talk about my friend that way. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have said that to me. And I also name mine. And I've taught my children when they were younger to name theirs as well. When they would kind of, it would be something that they could relate to when they were feeling like anxious or angry, and then they give it a name. Um, Mine is Agnes, and you can't just say it like Agnes. You have to say it like Agnes, like that, like just like with a snarl. Um, because we do all have that voice in our head, and it does kind of help separate it a little bit to know that it's not truly just, not truly you. Like, it's,
Mm-hmm.
those limiting negative beliefs, and yeah, so I do the same thing, and I think that's great, because it gives it some sort of context and just makes it realize that it gives a separation, and we're able to say, like, this really isn't true life.
Right. Right.
This is just a thing.
It's
Just a
just a
thing.
moment.
It's
It's a
just a
moment.
moment, and we're gonna let that moment happen,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, we all have them, and that's part of life. So it's normal.
So let's talk about some of the positive things that we're gonna do, that we're gonna come out of.
2025 is gonna be amazing.
Nice. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah. We're doing our cohort, right?
Yes.
At some point
Yes.
in first
We're
quarter.
Yep,
Yeah.
we're doing a leadership cohort, so that's going to
Yeah.
be really exciting.
That's gonna
I
be
mean,
awesome.
I'm already, I'll be honest with you, I think I'm going to put my Christmas decorations up this weekend.
Yeah, I've got another friend doing the same thing this weekend or next weekend, she said. So yeah. Hey, I was on my walk last night. Of course, it gets dark at so flippin' early now. So I was on my walk last night, and it was already dark. And there's a neighborhood down the street that they decorate their pine trees out back. And so from, bottom to top, all multicolor lights. And so I took a picture of it because my kids are already watching Hallmark Christmas movies. I don't do that until after Thanksgiving, but that
Normally an after Thanksgiving person, but I have to be honest with you, Thanksgiving, you're encroaching on Christmas time. You're a little late this year.
it is late. Yep.
And you've been to my place. I
I
put up three
have.
three Christmas trees, an 8 foot nutcracker. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I have a lot to do. It's a lot of work for me to get my Santa Claus effect in order in my house.
I imagine
So
it
I want
is.
to enjoy it for as long as I can.
I think last Christmas we took our picture with that nutcracker. So we'll
Yeah.
have
Oh
to
my
post
gosh, we'll
that
have
in
to
the
find it.
Yeah, we'll have to post that on our social media.
We'll have to find it and post it. Well,
Yeah.
Amy, today this podcast has been not our funniest and not our funnest,
It
but an
doesn't matter
important
because it's
one.
real. It's real. I
Mhm.
mean, you and I, we've been, texting as we can and have time, but we haven't been able to sit and chat. And this is
Mhm.
this is good for us too. And it's just it's real life.
It's
It's
real
real
life.
life.
And to everyone out there who may be feeling your feelings right now, we see you, we
Mm-hmm.
hear you,
Yep.
we support you, we
We
love
love
you.
you.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get through it.
Yep. Name your person in your head because it's not you. It's just the voice. It's just
Yeah.
another voice. So
All right, friends. Well, we're going to
okay.
wrap up, but we're going to be back with a super fun, upbeat podcast very soon and some Christmas reveals.
Reveals and cheer and something. All the things. I don't even have our tagline tagging us out, so we're gonna just like have to close it out and be, this is it. This is like the normal thing. This is
It
just
is.
just real.